Hi, my name is Vashi Nedomansky, and I'm a feature film editor based out of Los Angeles. I wanted to welcome you to my three-part video course on color, its importance for all video content creators, for short film makers, feature filmmakers, anyone who produces any kind of video content. There's some really important things about color that you have to know and understand, how to quantify it, understand the terminology, the alphabet soup of all the different formats that are out there, the importance of calibrating your monitor, the importance of understanding color space and color gamuts, and it's all part of a process. We all want to create content, but the ultimate goal is to share it with the world. And if you share it with the world, you're sharing it on all sorts of different devices. So the importance of color is critical if what you envisioned in your head is going to end up as the final result. You want to make sure that it matches what you first envisioned. Color is critical. That's why I'm speaking to you from my desk of knowledge, where I like to share stuff and hopefully set you on the right path so you get the best results no matter what you are creating. I love using color as an emotional trigger to help people understand what I'm trying to express. This goes back to the great painters like Caravaggio and Rembrandt. They had ultimate control of color, and with that comes contrast and everything else. So they are eliciting emotions using color. Creating video content for any platform, and this be it a commercial, a web video, a feature film, all of this is emotional and creative, but there's a technical aspect that you also have to grasp. Without that technical knowledge of how to approach a workflow, how to keep everything in line, how to use the latest cameras, footage and interpret that in your computer and see the results on your monitor, if you leave out the technical step in the creative process, you won't be able to create the end result that you really, really want to see, which is as close to perfection as is allowed, as you will get to. We're trying to achieve the highest quality end result product possible. I want to share with you some of the knowledge I've learned about color and its importance in the technical aspects, which will only make your creative results better. It's important to realize how much color can express emotion, which is part of the storytelling process that we can control both when we're capturing the footage and when we're working with it later. You have to have a monitor that is properly calibrated. You have to understand the color space, the color gamut, and all the surrounding technical aspects that go along with making something creative. It's not just shooting and then editing and posting. There are many, many steps along the way. So getting into the technical aspects of it, let's start with what is color space? A color space is an identifier that tells us how colors will be interpreted from a file and builds those colors around a specific white point. Color space for video also requires a gamma identifier that works alongside color space to interpret luminance information. Next up is, what is a color gamut? A color gamut is the subset of colors which can be accurately represented by a given circumstance. In this example, the gray area is the color space which represents all the available colors, and the triangle within it is the color gamut. Here are several common color gamuts, and it shows the subset of colors that each one can accurately represent, with the larger triangles containing a larger amount of colors. What is HDR and why should I be using it? Or can I even be using it? Can I even see the results of HDR? HDR stands for High Dynamic Range, and it combines a greater depth of colors, remarkable clarity, and a high contrast range of shades, from the brightest whites to the deepest blacks. I use this Dell UltraSharp 32 HDR PremierColor Monitor to edit and deliver all my HDR content. I'll be discussing this in greater depth in the upcoming videos. Now that we can capture footage at HDR, which is high dynamic range, we have to be able to have a monitor that can display that accurately. And you should also know the difference between HDR and SDR. I'm sure if you've watched Netflix or something, HDR comes up in the top of the screen. You're wondering what that is. It's just giving you access to more colors, more contrast, and we can work with that as consumers, as video content creators, as filmmakers. We can do that at home and deliver in HDR, but you have to be able to see the final result on your monitor. And there's only certain monitors out there that can actually handle that on a professional level, which is accurate, calibrated, and gorgeous when you actually see the end results. Finally, when you do your final export of your video, you have to be super conscious of what the end result is. Where is it going to be played? Is it going to be played in a cinema theater, a DCP projected on a screen? Is it going to be on YouTube? Is it going to be 4K? Is it going to be HD? Is it a corporate video that's being hosted on Vimeo? Is it going to be made for an iPhone specifically? All of these different end goals and end results, where they will be projected or played, have certain standards and best practices and best settings that you should set to achieve the ultimate goal of having as close to perfection as you can get. Color is something that you can use as one of your tools in your toolkit to evoke emotion from something by making the creative decisions that are within your hands. But you have to make sure that your workflow and your pipeline is set up properly for all of these to translate to every different device and to every different platform that you're delivering to. It's the technical aspect of filmmaking and video content creation, and that's as important as the creative, because if you're not representing the best possible image of your story or of your tale, then again, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's easy to learn, but hard to master. And I'm hopeful that some of these basic tips and explanations can at least guide you into a path where you will try harder on your next project and also learn more about all these components, because to be a proper storyteller on any platform, you have to have the creative ability, the technical ability, the desire, and the want to do all of this. And you should always be learning. I always try and pick up tricks from everybody and apply that into my workflow and my pipeline so I can get the best result possible. I'll be back soon with episode 2 and 3, where I will get deeper into color calibration and actually my review of the Dell UP3221Q 32-inch 4K HDR backlit monitor, which is now the core of my color system and the core of my color grading and the core of my final delivery system on all my projects and all of the content that I create. Thanks for watching, and I hope you had some good takeaways from this that you can apply in your own workflow, and we'll see you in parts 2 and 3 coming soon. Everyone stay safe and have a great day. Ciao for now.